Hello, I am live. Let's see. I think I'm a few minutes late. Let's see if any of you can come on live. If you are watching the replay later today, tomorrow, please do the little hashtag replay so I know you watched, and feel free to also bring in some comments, ask some questions. Even if you are only watching the replay, I will go back later, answer any question that you may have. So welcome to day one. Yay! Hi ladies. So I will be your host, Alexandra, and I am excited for this, like, round 4 of this training. So I don't know, he's here. I cannot see any names. So please just say hi. Let me know where you are tuning from. I love to see all of those different places around the world. It's always amazing to see how we can be connected, how much we connect today, even with people like across the globe. So please say hi. Let me know your name. Let me know you are here. Let me know where you are tuning from. And today is day one. Yeah, I am excited. So day one is an interesting day because it's all about Kari. Hello, Kari from UK. Yay! Day one is all about the non-physical factors that may be affecting your ability to conceive without even without new we oh my gosh, what's happening there, without you being maybe even fully aware of it. Because again, by definition, non-physical, so it's not, it's like this idea, like out of out of sight, out of the mind, right? And yet those non-physical factors can truly be the one thing that will make the difference for you. So welcome ladies. There's a lot, there is a lot I want to share with you, but I sometimes I have a tendency, I just want to share so much, ladies, that sometimes I have a tendency to just like do too much. So if never it's too much and you're like, oh my god, what is she talking about? I don't know, I'm lost. Just let me know in the comment, okay? Because you know we are all on a different spectrum, in what we know, our journey, where we've been so far. So some of the thing I'm going to share today, some of you will be like, oh, I already know that. And some of you maybe, I've never thought of that before. But here's the thing, I would love for us to start from like square one all together. So if you feel like you already know a lot of things, let's just take a minute and be willing to really empty all the belief, all the knowledge you already have, so that you can be fully ready to receive whatever there is for you today to receive. Because like I like to say, there is no coincidence, ladies. So if you are here, in my world, if you are here today with me, if we connect, it's because there is probably something for you to get from me. I probably have one key for you to help you on your journey. So just being willing to receive it and be open to it. Okay, so, and before we get started, let's just take a minute here together. Let's close our eyes, take a deep breath in, and really make a conscious effort to bring our presence, our full awareness into our body and into this present moment, so that you can fully receive what there may be for you today. And my intention is for me to give you exactly what you need. Okay. So, lady, before I get into like the nitty gritty of the training, hey Jennifer, I just saw your little beautiful faces. I'm glad you're here. Before we get into like the training really for today, I would love to share a perspective shift with you, because really everything is about perspective in life. Are you coming from a perspective of it's not working for me, what's wrong with me, what's going on with my body, it's never going to happen, and why me? Like a little bit like in a victim consciousness? Or can you shift from that, if that's where you are now, into a place of an empowering perspective? You can choose. It's really just a choice, you know. And the perspective I would like to offer to you today when it comes to fertility and your journey is that what if the struggle you are going through right now, and it could be not being able to conceive, conceiving but having miscarriages, wherever you know you are, what if all of those struggles are the way for you to get onto a path of growth, of personal transformation, personal growth, so that you can really be this woman who can attract her beautiful, amazing baby. So instead of being like, you know, the why me, it's not working, it's not happening, it's never going to happen, and shifting into, okay, this is happening for a reason. What if it was for me to help me grow? And what if it was for me to become the match for this beautiful baby? And one thing I will be sharing maybe a little bit more later, but there are a lot of new babies coming into this world who are very aware, very sensitive. They are very sensitive soul and very advanced. And we have to be able to be a match for them energetically. So what if what's happening to you right now is just that you are not fully yet a match for this beautiful baby to come in? What if, you know, it was not about it's not happening, it's not going to happen, there is something wrong. It's just that, you know, you have to elevate a little bit so you can be a match. And it's interesting, I had a little tuning with a friend of mine, and she was saying, you know, I'm like a matchmaker. I'm a baby and mom matchmaker. My role, my mission is to help women like you go through the personal journey of transformation so she can become this energetic match for her baby. Anyway, so, and the last thing I want to talk about in terms of perspective, realize that it's all a very individual journey. So there is no point in comparing to anybody else. You know, why is this happening for this woman and not me? Or it doesn't matter, okay? This woman did that and then she got pregnant. We don't care. It's all about, it's an individual journey, and it's about what's right for you. So again, you can meet your baby, okay? So let's not get into the comparing game and, you know, listening to everybody and everything, because the point is to be able to really get in touch with your own journey, with your own body, and see what's right for you. Because when it comes to fertility, it's not a one size fits all, okay? It's not like, okay, you eat that diet, you do this, and then boom, you get pregnant. No, it's not like that. There is no one size fits all for nothing, anything in life, because we are all different bodies, different stories, different subconscious. We are different human beings, okay? Okay, good. Now, let's get into it. Who is ready? Let me say, yeah. Okay, so the first thing I would like to try to talk to you about today is stress, emotions, and thoughts. And how those things, non-physical again, you know, we cannot see stress, right? And yet we experience it at different level for all of us, but some people are experiencing it like all the time, you know, at a 10, whilst, you know, a few people may be on more like a 2, but most of us are, you know, between 5 and 10, right? And actually, ladies, I would love to hear from you. From 0 to 10, what is your stress level today in your life? What's your stress level? What are the main things that are making you stress today? So just let's put it, you know, in the comment. Please be interactive with me. I love hearing from you, and the more you interact with me, the more you can get out of me too, okay? So, stress, emotions, thoughts affect your body. That's a thing, okay? It's interesting. Well, I remember when I was pregnant the first time, so it was like over 15 years ago now. Stressed for 20 years. That's a long time to be stressed, right? And I remember me, you know, like 15 years ago, I was, well, you know, stress is just this one thing. We all have some. And how can it affect my baby? Or how can it affect myself physically? I didn't know any better. But today I can tell you one thing, guys. Your stress, you know, the thoughts that you have on repeat, your emotions directly affect your body. How? Well, one way, through all of our hormones. Stress level goes up, cortisol, adrenaline goes up, which means that our reproductive hormones go down because progesterone and cortisol compete together. So the more you are stressed, the more stress hormone you have running through your body, the less of your reproductive hormone you have. Number one. Number two, and talking about hormones, so hear me out, guys, because I know a lot of you go through doctors and conventional, road, and then you get a bunch of tests done, right? And then of course, hormones is not perfect because it's so intricate, all those little like thing, right? It's a cascade effect in the body, and when something goes off, then everything else goes off too. But again, why is your hormones off in the first place? So it could be a bunch of different things, but let's say it's stress. You go to the doctor looks, okay, so you are low in progesterone. Let's just give you like some progesterone, just like here your prescription, go ahead. So you take hormones, but then you don't address the root cause of the hormone imbalance. And that's really what I want to talk to you during those 3 days is if we go for like symptoms and don't take the time to look at what is the real cause behind the symptoms, well, it's not really helping, okay? So you take all those hormones, but then the stress is still here. So the body is still going like, crazy inside, right? And it's almost like, going to the garage. Let's say you have your engine light on in your car for a reason, and you go to the garage, and instead of asking the garage, the guy to repair your car, look at what's going on, really like, take a serious, like deep, diagnosis, you just say, okay, just engine light on is really bothering me. Can you please just turn it off for me? I don't care what's going on. I'm not, I don't need to know why. Just turn the light off for me. What's going to happen, guys, if you do that? So, the light is not off, so it's not bothering you anymore, so you don't really pay attention. And then what's going to happen down the road? Eventually, your car will not even want to, to start anymore. It's going to break down, right? So that's the same idea. When we go after the symptoms and don't look at the root cause, same idea, okay? So, stress, emotion, thoughts affect our physiology through hormones. That's one. When we get into a stress mode, we are in what we call the fight or flight, right? You all heard of that, I'm sure. Fight or flight. So when your body is in fight or flight, what happens? Again, cascade of events in the body. The body shut down all of the unnecessary functions. What is an unnecessary function is a function that is not necessary for the survival, because body always prioritize your survival. It wants to keep you alive, okay? That's its function. It wants you to stay alive. It's here to support, your life, your spirit and everything. It wants to keep you alive. So what do you think? Do you think that reproduction is a necessary or unnecessary function in the body? What do you think? If you are in fight or flight mode because you are stressed because of your boss at work, stressed because of your money situation, stressed because of your family, your spouse, whatever it is. So you are in this flight or fight mode. Do you think your body think of reproduction as a priority? Ta-da-ta-da! Guys, are you awake? Are you here? Well, and let me tell you the answer. And I know there is a delay anyway, but of course not. Of course not. Reproduction is not one of the primary function. I mean, not primary function, but not a necessary function for survival. It is a necessary. It's like reproduction is a necessary function for the survival of the species. Yes, but not for you as this individual, right? Okay. So what do we do? So now you agree with me, your stress, your repetitive thoughts, your emotions will affect your body, through a bunch of response in the body, a cascade event, involving hormones and stuff. Okay. What do we do? What can we do about it? Because I know it's almost like the big modern disease, like stress. Everybody is stressed. And the body, amazing as it is, was designed to handle short period of stress. Like, I don't know, going through, like some kind of catastrophic event, like, I don't know, like a flood, like a danger, whatever, like short-term stress. So the body was designed, is amazingly designed, again, when you think of all of, the cascade stuff, event that happens in the body, so we can respond to the stress. It's amazing. But what happens is we went from like a short-term stress to being chronically stressed, right? Who can say that they are not chronically stressed here? Please just say me. If you are someone who doesn't experience stress like as chronic stress, say me. We all experience it all day long. We have our list of to-dos. We have our list of stuff that we think are not going right in our life. It's just a never-ending thing, okay? So what do we do? Because if you are here, you want a baby and you are having struggle. So maybe stress is one of those things that you need to work on for you, so that everything else can, in the body can realign and rebalance. Because if your hormones are off, again, stress may be one big factor. And just working on the level of the hormone, like taking, hormone, bioidentical hormone, or whatever type of hormone you take, it's not going to be enough. You want to address the root cause. So we have a lot of techniques today when it comes to stress. There are a lot of different stress management techniques. Ladies, let me know which one are your favorite ones. Who use some kind of stress management techniques? And what do you do? Let me know what are your favorite ones. I can tell you some of mine. As a Kundalini yoga teacher, I love Kundalini yoga. It's amazing. So that will be one of mine. And I used to joke that, Kundalini yoga, deep breathing is a great yoga, yeah. I used to joke that Kundalini yoga is one of the things that helped me stay sane, even as a mom of 5, Breathing is amazing. It's free, guys. It's something that you can do right away. Breath really can interrupt the pattern and bring your system back from stress to non-stress. It's amazing. There are a lot of different breathing techniques. If you're interested, again, in Kundalini yoga, we do a lot of those, and very efficient. In just like 2-3 minutes, even less than that, you can just switch completely. Yoga, breathing, maybe going out in nature. That's one of my favorite ones too. I love going out in nature, just receiving, the energy of the trees, of the sun, like really attuning all of your body to the beauty of nature, receiving all of it into all of your senses is amazing. Listening to the bird, looking at, the beautiful flower, smelling the scent, the more you can involve all of your body into that, the faster you can shift. Okay? What else, guys? Maybe a bath. I love hot, warm baths. I love that with a little bit of Epsom salt, some essential lavender oil. Love it. So that's a great one. So all of those are great techniques, right? And they have their place and they are useful. And yet, are they really helping us get rid of the stressor completely, of the stress itself? No, like we say, they are just management technique. And it's great. And if, let's say you have a crisis at work with your boss, you may not be able to go out for a walk. You may not be able to do some yoga right away. You may not be able to start doing a weird breathing technique just in front of your boss, right? So they are great and they have limits. What if it was actually possible to completely change your reaction to stress so that actually you don't get stressed that easily? Instead of managing, afterward, being able to go more ahead, so we don't get bothered as much by the stressor that happen outside of us. What if it was possible? Wouldn't that change everything for you? So here, let me tell you a little thing that may be new for you. we all handle stress differently, and we all react to it more or less depending on our individuality, you know. So imagine, let's say, two different people, one event, and then you will see that there will be two different reactions. So I love giving this example of years ago when I was working at a restaurant, and I had my friend. She's a friend, so she's great, but you know, she was two different individuals, her, me, different experiences, different stories, different programming, different parents, different everything, right? So she had a story running, a programming running, that made her see herself a lot of time as a victim. She, it was always, you know, why her, right? I don't have that because you know, we all have that a little bit, but you know, I've been doing enough work. So anyway, the manager got mad at us, starting like, like yelling at us. I was okay with it because I knew he was just having a bad day. You know, he was, yeah, having a really bad day. So he was just lashing at us, projecting his stuff at us. But my friend, you know, she was not able to see that. She was, you know, falling completely back into the victim stuff. So she started looking at me and she said, why is that he always yell at me and never say anything to you? And I'm like, well, you know, he was really yelling at both of us. It's just that I was not bothered by it, but you know, he was yelling at both of us. But she was only seeing her. That she, you know, he didn't like her, he was always after her and all of that. So one event, the manager yelling, two people, me and her, two different experiences. That didn't stress me out. You know, of course, you know, nobody likes to be yelled out. So I was okay, sure, okay. Let me just move away, and that's it. You know, for her, she got stressed out for the rest of the night. You know, she was in such a bad mood and everything. So that's what I mean. You know, you don't have to be affected by the outside stressors or by your thoughts, by your emotion as much as you think you have. It is all based on the programming you have running in the background. She has this programming of being a victim. I did not. So two different programming, two different way of thinking, two different perception of the event. It's so, you know, you can see the programming almost like, you know, a pair of glasses, a lens, two different lenses, two different way to perceive. It's all about perception, guys. If we can switch our perceptions, a world of new possibilities can open up. Okay? So when I talk about programming, what do I mean by that? It's all of those limiting belief, point of views, judgment, conclusion, all of those stuff that we created in childhood that got passed down from our mothers, from our father, from our grandparents, and all of those things. So it can run really deep, you know, it can run really deep in your psyche and you don't even know it. But yet we are really affected by it because here's the thing. So this one you may want to write it down is everything that's in your reality, in your world, in your life, all the outside stuff is just a pure reflection of what's going on in your inner state, the inside. Outside is a direct reflection of inside. Another way to say it is your points of view create your reality. What you believe is true for you. And everything that's outside in your reality is a direct reflection of those. Direct reflection of those beliefs, direct reflection of those points of view. Your body, your health, your relationship, your money, everything. So, what do we do? If you don't like what you see outside, what do you do? So let's take money. Let's just take money. Money is such an easy one because, you know, we all have so much stuff going on with money. Let's take money. You're not happy with your money. What do you do? What do you do? Do you go find another job? Do you go maybe work more hours? Do you go, what would you do? So you go into like doing, right, like changing stuff, rearranging things on the outside. Caddy, what are you saying no for? So you go, that's our tendency, because that's how we've been taught, right? When you are not happy with something in your life, just go on the outside and just start, like doing different, like rearranging things. Maybe changing your relationship. Leaving this guy and getting another guy. Whatever, right? You rearrange stuff. But listen up, guys. If you still have the same points of view, if you still have the same belief, nothing is going to change. It may look a little bit different. This guy is, it's not the same guy as before. Maybe a little bit more money or whatever, new job. But in the end, you will end up with the same outcome. As long as you don't change the inside, the inner state, the belief, the points of view. Okay, you are happy with your job? Great! Okay, but what else in your life? Where in your life are you not happy with? What do you have in your life that you are not happy with? Money, health. We talk about health. So again, everything on the outside is a reflection of the inside. So, okay, great. So now what? What do I do now? All of those beliefs and point of view will create the energy you are in during the day, will influence your thoughts, will influence your emotions, will influence your reactions, and then of course the outcome you get. Let's just take a minute to really hear that, because I know it sometimes it's a little bit hard to really like appreciate it, but that's the truth, guys. Here's the thing. Here's one big truth. You are the powerful creator of your life, whether you are aware of it or not, whether you create from your consciously what you desire, or whether you create from your unconscious beliefs and stuff, unconscious points of view and stuff. So, for example, money again, the conscious desire, maybe I want more money. But then if you have a lot of unconscious things around, I don't deserve, money is hard, like money this, money that, well, it's going to be more difficult for you to create this abundance that you desire in your life. Baby, your conscious desire is to have this baby. What are the unconscious stuff going on? What are the points of view you may have, the limiting beliefs you may have around having a baby that are sabotaging all of your conscious effort? Yeah, and actually it's attitude, but again, the attitude is going to be dependent on something that is deeper rooted, which is again your points of view, your beliefs and stuff, right? So, when we say, so negative thinking, for example, when we have like all of those negative thoughts, you cannot change it by just applying like positivity, like fake, like positivity, like okay, I look at myself in the mirror, and then I go like, oh my gosh, I look fat today. I don't know, right? I can be like, no, I am beautiful. I am so beautiful. I can say that 10 times. It's not really going to affect the belief I have behind, the deeper points of view I have about myself. And if we really want to start changing and create the outside the way we desire, we really have to look at the inside. And so that's something I'm going to give you a few tools for that, okay? Because it's all great, it's great information, but what can we do, right? Because I'm someone very practical, guys. Again, as a single mom of 5, I love all the metaphysical stuff because that's my thing, but I'm also very practical, okay? Very grounded into this earth plane as well. And so let me see, what did I... And it's easy to go like, okay, I don't have that in my life because of this and this and that. It's very easy to play the blaming game and not being willing to take full responsibility. It's so much easier, man. I know that, I've done it like many times before. I don't know, I'm not all skinny today, because guys, guess what, I had 5 kids, so I cannot be all skinny. And when we do that, it's a way. And so you can just look in your life, where do you have that still in your life? Where in your life are you blaming someone, something else, for an outcome you don't like? Again, big area: your health, your relationship, money, work, all of that. You know, do you feel like maybe you are unfulfilled at work because of your boss? I don't know. I'm just like saying whatever. When we play the blaming game, we are not taking full responsibility. And taking full responsibility is going to be very, very important on your fertility journey. That I really want to emphasize that. Very important to take responsibility for your health, for your body, for your mind, for your well-being, for being able to have this baby that you desire. You cannot just give all the power away to the doctor. You really want to be fully responsible for your journey, because that's it. It is a journey. That's the perspective shift I mentioned earlier. It is a journey. It is your journey to empowerment, your journey to health, your journey to mental health, whatever. But it is a journey. Okay. Now, please, ladies, any questions? Because I gave you a lot of stuff already. Any questions? I have so much to share, but I don't want to be overwhelming you, and I don't want to go like for 3 hours, right? So and this is my jam, I love all those stuff. So, and I can talk forever. But do you have any question with everything I said so far? So just to recap before I give you some tools, it is important to understand that those non-physical factors like stress, emotions, thoughts, negative thinking, which is thoughts, limiting belief, points of view, like the subconscious stuff, subconscious patterns too. It's not just, points of view, but patterns. Trauma, the body store all of those. The trauma, the emotional stuff, the belief, all of those are stored in the body actually. Sometimes, I'm sure you heard that before, but when you have a physical manifestation, when you have like disease, illnesses and stuff, those are physical manifestation of thought patterns and belief and emotions, trauma that may be yours, that may be someone else, that may be your parents. There is a whole world out there, when we start talking about energy. But let's not go there. I don't want to get like too confusing or anything, but just, guys, any questions? So all of those, the stress, emotions, thoughts, belief, will have a direct effect on your body. They can really like tank your health like nothing else. Through the hormones, being in fight or flight response and all of that. And they can definitely sabotage your conscious efforts in getting pregnant. If you are doing all the right thing, like eating very healthy, having a clean lifestyle and everything else, but then it's still not happening, then we have to look into the non-physical factors. Okay? And most of the time, it's layers, right? They all go together. Now, so what do we do? One of the big part of the work is actually to do what I like to call it the deep work, kind of thing, because it's going into the subconscious, going into the patterns, like deeply rooted pattern, and take them out. So we want to change our programming. We want to do the healing, install bring in supportive energy for our bodies. Bodies crave self-love and self-belief. And yet, how many of you can really say that, oh, I love myself so much, Alex? I just love myself. Who can say that like 100%? Please let me know, because I have not met someone yet, I have to say. We are not taught that, guys. We are not taught, it's conditioning. We are not taught to love ourselves. You know, we're always taught that we are not enough, you know, when we are children, right? And even me, you know, with all my awareness, everything I know, I still do that with my kids. It's just like, it's so ingrained. What does your boyfriend say every day, Kelly? So, you know, we want to install those supportive energy of the body. And we want to install like new thoughts so we can have new neural pathways going on. And this is so important because for you, because again, it may be one of the reasons why you are struggling right now. And it's also so important for your baby. The more you can clear and clean all of those old programming, the less you will pass on to your baby. Because that's the truth, guy. We pass on all of those crap, all this crap, you know, we pass on to our kids. If you want to have like happy kids, you know, very self-expressed and just like full of life and free themselves, we want to do this work. We want to clear all this, you know, yeah, all this BS, all this, you know, old survival stuff that is still running, so that our kids don't have to go through that too. So important. And that's actually one of the primary reasons why I went into that work, is having this real, this awareness that, you know, to bringing a new generation of people, a new generation of kids who are really, who live from a different space, from not a space of fear and limitation and stuff like we've been living, you know, our generations. We have to do the work as moms. And that's really, you know, one of the main reasons why I'm in that, as well as, you know, the health of the kids. Anyway, I'll talk to you about that maybe another day. So what do we do? How can we start shifting those thoughts, those limiting beliefs? You know, how can we eliminate the stress? So I'm going to start. So I have a few tools I really like. So one is, I'm going to share with you some tools that are from the body of work that is Access Consciousness, and from the Access Bar class especially. I took my first Access Bar class in 2018. So what guys? 3 years ago. You know what? It changed my life. It did change my life. And Access Bar has changed life for like thousands of people around the world. Okay, so it does work. Those tools work as long as you use them. Okay? If you don't use them, they won't work for you. Makes sense. And that's really the thing is, you know, we all want something more in life. You know, we all, you know, if not, you would not be here. We all want something more. We all want some change, you know, a healthier body, more money in your relationship, whatever. But then very few of us are willing to actually do the work. It's very few people who are actually willing to do what it takes to shift all of that, because your inner state, like I mentioned, is something that you've been living with like for, you know, forever, since, you know, for whenever you were born, right? So it's not going to shift like that. It could, but it will really require for you to make some effort, some very conscious efforts to apply tools so you can shift those. Access Bar. So Access Bar is Access Bar. Okay, it's from the body of work of Access Consciousness, and the bar are where points on our head where we hold the it's a mouthful. Okay, hold on. Electromagnetic charge of those belief, points of view, and all of those things that are limiting us. So when I touch those points, because it's energetic. Okay, your thoughts, your emotions, your belief, they are energetic in nature. So trying to go after, to change those from a cognitive space, like, you know, where like going like to a psychiatrist, like, you know, going to therapy, for example, where you talk about your stuff forever, doesn't going to, it may bring a new awareness of why it's happening, why you are keeping, you know, why you keep, you know, creating those bad relationship, or what you keep, you know, creating this thing with money, but it's not going to actually clear the belief in the, you know, the belief. So we have to use energetic tools to be able to do that. So this is a bar of healing. You want, try it, ladies. You know, healing is a great bar for you to know. So here it's going to be all of the thoughts, beliefs, emotions, points of view, conclusions, judgments I have around healing, what it takes to heal, if my body can heal or cannot heal, what do I need, all of those things that are around healing. So the charge of those is held at the bar here, which is again the bar of healing. We are electrical in nature too. No, we are energy being, we are electrical. Plus, minus, like a battery. Put, it's at the temple. This is the point for the, it's a temple. So, plus, minus, and when I do that, if you're sensitive to energy, you will feel it. If you are not sensitive to energy, you won't feel it, but that's okay. It doesn't mean that it's not working. It still works, okay? Whether you feel it or not, it doesn't matter. It still works. When I started doing this work, I was not feeling anything. Now when I do sessions, I can feel my finger tingling. I can feel my hands getting hot. So when I do that, and I stay there for a few minutes, and all those thoughts and stuff can start dissipating. Now there are 32 points. So that was healing. There is one for money. There is one for creativity. There is one for body. There is one for relationship. 32. And when during a full bar session, we can release anywhere between like a dozen to hundreds of belief. It's pretty amazing, right? I love Access Bar, guys. It's so relaxing too. It's just great. It brings so much peace, so much space in the body and in the mind. The mind gets really quiet. It's great. And then, but that's a bar. And then we have some tools, verbal tools that we can use too. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. Because again, it's all about what you believe is true for you, right? So we need to start changing the narrative. We need to start changing the programming. So for example, I know a lot of you have this belief that I am getting too old to have a baby. And with this belief of, I'm too old, there is all of the thing that goes with it. My eggs, I have less eggs, they're not as the same quality, and my hormones are going down, all of those stuff, right? What if age was just like one of those big societal beliefs? And of course doctors, when you go to your doctor, they will say that too. So it's so easy to buy into it. Because those doctors, they know what they're talking about, right? They study for years, so they sure know what they're talking about. But what if that was just a perspective, that was just a belief, a point of view? What's the truth there? Guys, do you know how old I am? I know that. What kind of weird question is that? Yes. But I want to tell you about feeling old, right? So I'm not someone, I don't buy into the age thing. Okay? And I hate to guess if you like. But I had my last one, I was 40. And she came like boom, like that. I was really not trying to get pregnant because, I thought I was done with at 3 actually. And then I had a 4th, and then I had a 5th one. But you know how we really buy into everything that we hear, especially from doctors. And let me tell you the little story for my 5th one. So for my youngest one. So I was 40. I was not trying to get pregnant. Actually, I was more like trying not to get pregnant. I was not at a time where I thought I was like ovulating or anything. I really thought I was out of my ovulation time, because I was due to have my period like just a few days later. I conceived her like 3 days later. I was supposed to have my period. So everything we say about your temperature, your ovulation, your this, you're not like tracking everything. It wouldn't have, for me, I was trying to avoid again. And yet, and I have my older, she's next door, but that month that I conceived her was one of the more stressful months in my life, because we were about to close the door to our French bakery cafe that we used to own with my husband. And we didn't know what we were going to do or whatever at first. So it was actually a very stressful month, and we were not like, it was not a period where we were like happy, together or whatever. So we didn't get intimate really much, like just once in the month, and that was it. So just one time in the month, like very close to my due date for my period, I was 40, and yet boom. So can you see that everything that we say, according to, what the doctor book, I should not have got pregnant, but miracles happens, right? Um, so you don't want to buy into that, because if you buy into all of those beliefs, guess what? They are going to become true for you. They are going to become, you are going to match the reality, your outcome to those beliefs, because you are going to prove yourself right. So we want to like get rid of all of those beliefs so that we can invite and leave room for magic, for miracles. Okay? So let me share some. So age. I was saying about my age. Guess what, guys? I am 44. Do I look 44? I know I don't look 44 because I don't buy into that. I'm not like, oh my God, when I'm over 40, I'm going to be like this, and I'm going to be that, and I'm going to be this, and it's going to be over for me. I'm not like that. I don't believe in that. Age, there is your age on your birth, according to your birth certificate, and then there is your energetic age, and then there is the age of your organs. I'm sure you've seen 20 something year old, but they have so much stuff going on that actually their organs may be like the same as a 50-year-old. And on the other end, we can see 40 something 50-year-old women, but the organs are the same as a 20, 30-year-old, right? So the age on your paper doesn't matter. I really want to take that in today, because I hear that all the time. It's not over for you. Just believe it, and believe it in your body that no, it's not over. And just take care of your health. Remove the belief and just see what happens with your body. Okay? Okay, so tool number 1. Again, it's taken from the Access Bar class that I love, and I'm a facilitator. I'm a facilitator, so sometimes I do Access Bar classes. So, oh, you know what? Hold on. Do I go there? Yeah, I go there. Okay. So let's do that now. So one easy tool, and it's so easy to use. The main thing is to have enough awareness to be able to use it when you need it. That's all there is, okay? And it's so basic, you are going to even say it cannot be true. This cannot help me. But trust me, guys, it's one tool, so easy, but if you use it every day, it's going to start changing your life for real. It has for many people, okay? Are you ready? So it's to be able to recognize that, guys, everything in life is just an interesting point of view. Even everything I'm talking about, it's just an interesting point of view. And I know some of you already have, gone through the course. Have any of you who've been through the course before used this amazing tool, interesting point of view? So it's being able to recognize that everything in life is just an interesting point of view. That's it. So that you don't start buying into the thing and making it your belief. You go just, interesting point of view. You go to your doctor say, well, your this and that is a little bit too low because, you're getting old and all of this bull crap. You start saying, interesting point of view. He has this point of view. Don't say it out loud maybe in that situation, but just say it in your head. It works as well, okay? You don't have to say it out loud. It works when you say it in your head. If you go to the doctor say that interesting point of view, he has this point of view. Your spouse is annoying you for whatever reason, interesting point of view, he has this point of view. You are getting hard on yourself. Oh my God, I look so fat, I look so ugly or whatever, interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Everything in life is just an interesting point of view. And that's really the truth. There are some truth. Like again, you are the powerful creator of your life. That's the truth. There are some universal truths. But most of the time, when you interact with people, everything that comes out of your mouth, everything that comes out of people's mouth tend to be interesting points of view. It's very rare to be like talking with a friend and starting like sharing a lot of truth. Most of the time, it's just interesting point of view. Point of view based on your programming, based on your deep belief that you have rooted, like from your parents and this and that. Okay? So use this one tool. Interesting point of view. He, she, I, they have this point of view. Write it down, because again, one easy tool can shift everything. Because then when you start recognizing that everything is just a point of view, then you don't have to grab onto it and making it yours and bringing it, like poof, on imprint in your subconscious. Because that's what happens when people say stuff to you and you buy into it. You get imprinted, your subconscious gets imprinted with those beliefs, and you are making them yours. And you don't want that. We don't want to take other people's crap, right? We already have enough with our own, right? We want to clear our own. We don't want to keep like getting more. So use that. The main thing is to be able to always use it every day, because it's easy to forget. It's easy to get lazy. It's easy to just get distracted. But that's going to be my little homework for you. For the rest of the day and for tomorrow, anything that comes to your head, anything that comes to your mind, go interesting point of view. I have this point of view. Anything someone else say to you, interesting point of view. He, she has this point of view. Just try that, and you will see how it's almost like the body can just be, yeah, I don't need to believe this. It's just a point of view. And just notice, it's interesting when you interact, like I said, with someone. It's just like, two people, projecting their points of view and stuff. It's interesting. But you may want to look at what are your points of view or belief around fertility, around your ability to have a baby. And just know that what comes up first is like the surface things. But you heard the expression, it's almost like it's like an onion, so there are layers. So we have a lot of, we have like thousands and thousands of beliefs, right? For everything and anything. And the one that will be like more, closer to your awareness, will not be the roots. They are just other manifestation of something deeper. Okay, just be aware of that. But being aware of that is important. Everything starts with awareness first. I always say that awareness comes first, and then we can start doing the work. So interesting point of view. I have this point of view, and which one? What do I want to tell you? There are so many good ones. Okay, so last time. Okay, I'm going to share two more. Hold on. Let me see. So, you know how your energy, you bring into your experience things that are matching your energy. It's like law of attraction kind of thing, It all starts with your energy. Energy in, energy out. So when I say energy is what you are being, is going to determine what you can attract. So if you are constantly in a state of self-doubt, judgment, all of those very classic, common, state of being, then that's what you are going to attract in your life. It's not going to be very very inspiring, very great, right? So, but it's so easy for us to go into those places of, judgment and doubt and stuff. It's what comes first usually, because again, because of our programming. So what we tend to do is when something is not happening the way we desire, we automatically go into the judgment. What's wrong? What's wrong with them? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with that? We go into the wrongness, right? And as soon as we go into the wrongness, again, that's, the reality will match that, because we want to have evidence of this in our life. So we don't want to get into those spaces, and it's easy to go when things are not going our way, right? Especially if you've been trying to get pregnant for a long time, it's easy to go like, what's wrong with me? And again, da 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 da. Okay, and once you are in that state, it's like a spiral. It's a spiraling down. Like you are the thoughts are repetitive. You see what I mean? It's like wrongness on the loop. Okay, so we don't want that. So another way to go is to have a pattern interrupt. Use a little sentence to interrupt the pattern so that we can shift. So a great one, very easy again, very basic. How does it get any better than this? So imagine you are taking another pregnancy test, and here it comes, negative again. First thought, what first come to mind, if you look at this test and it's negative again, it's, first thing that will go to mind would be like probably, not again, what's wrong, it's never going to happen. Right away, boom, 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 just, downward spiral is coming. Now try to get yourself out of that. Very difficult. Very difficult. So instead of letting ourselves like go like that, right away, right there, we go like, okay, let me interrupt the pattern before I go down. It's going to be just so much harder to go out after I go down. And when I go down, my whole energy sink, and then I just create, and then my whole outer reality is going to reflect that, right? So are you ready? Very easy again. How does it get any better than this? So I looked at the pregnancy test. It's negative. Oh man, again. Oops. How does it get any better than this? And then behind that we say, and what else is possible? When you go into it's wrong, it's never going to work, like da 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 da, there is no possibility for you. No possibility. It's a conclusion and a judgment right away. It's never going to happen. I'm never going to get pregnant. Okay? When you say, how does it get any better than this? You are opening yourself up to something different. You are saying, it's almost like saying, universe, I'm ready for something else. Please bring it to me. Okay? And then you add what else is possible. So you really open yourself up to a different possibility. Because one truth, this is a one truth, it's not my interesting point of view. At any given time, there are infinite amount of possibilities. But because of our programming, our conditioning, we only see that much. When there is like that much, you don't even see my hands. But you only see that. And when you start going into your downward spiral, you really just see that, like this. With this question, how does it get any better than this? What else is possible? We open up again. We don't go into that, and we open up to something else. Can you see that? Any questions? Those are two little easy tools. And yet, guys, they can change everything for you if you use them. The main thing, your job is to be willing, to be aware enough, and to use them. And not let yourself go into like automatic responses, like just spiral. How does it get any better than this? What else is possible? Interesting point of view. I have this point of view. Easy peasy, life-changing. And I'm going to share one last one today with you because I feel, yeah. Guys, did you know that 98% of the thoughts and emotions and stuff that comes into your awareness are not yours? Who knew that? Let me know. Let me know in the comment. Who knew that? Because we learn that anything that comes into our mind is ours, right? That's what we learn, right? It's just like, And we learn to rely a lot on our mind and our brain, and our analytic side of the brain. So we believe that everything that comes into our world, you didn't know that, Ashley? Yeah. Everything that comes into our awareness, into our world, only 2% is actually really ours. So the other 90% are, I don't know, other people, your neighbor, your parents, your cat, your dog, I don't know, but something, someone else. Isn't it a relief when you think about that? You know, have you ever experienced that, where you wake up one morning and you don't even know why, but you feel like ugh, like ugh, I feel like I want to stay in bed. I'm not feeling good today. Not that you not physically, but you just feel like yucky energy. Well, guys, and then what do you do after that? You feel like, oh my God, what's wrong with me? I just don't want to do anything today. What's wrong with me? What if it was not yours in the first place? What if it was your neighbor having I don't know, a bad time? What if it was your mom being anxious about whatever? What if? 98% of the chance is that it's not yours. So you know what, guys? It's great, because if it's not yours, you don't have to. You don't have to keep it. You can just send it back. And awareness comes first. Once you have the awareness, it's not yours. You don't have to hold on to it to make it yours. You can send it back. So when you have self-doubt, when you have, because we talk about fertility, but it's we talk about fertility, and everything I talk today is about, can be applied in any area of your life, because again, we are energetic being. The way you show up in one area of your life usually is the way you show up everywhere. Okay. Anyway, so how much of the thoughts and stuff you have around, doubting yourself to be able to get pregnant, and all of those, roller coasters of emotion and thought and stuff around fertility, around your, how much is yours, really yours? How much maybe your mom? How much maybe, society? How much maybe your husband? Who knows? But if it's not making you feel good, don't try to pretend it's yours if it's not yours. Just send it away. And what else is possible? So how do we do that? So that's another little tool that we call, who does this belong to? And there's a great exercise we're doing 3 days, and you can just try for 1 day if you like, okay? For 24 hours, any thought, any emotion that come into your world, into your awareness, you go, who does this belong to? Is this mine? And the first thing that pop up, okay, because awareness is instant, we have a tendency to kind of, have the awareness, and then we go into like, was that mine? I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe, but because da da da, and then we go into our head. Forget about it. Too late. Awareness is instant. So for me, for example, I can hear a yes, or I can hear a no. I can see. So whatever it is for you, it doesn't matter. It can be just a knowing, it can be a sensation, it can be again hearing the word yes, it can be seeing the word yes, it can know, so it can be just a feeling. But just know, awareness is instant, so you can ask. And it is a practice, guys. It may not happen right away for you. It's a practice. It's like a muscle. We've been so conditioned to use our brain and our analytical, logical brain. We have been so used to think our way out of things, think everything, figure out things, that we have this like muscle that's overdeveloped. But then awareness, intuition is like, it's like a atrophied muscle. So we have this like, it's imagine your right muscle, your right biceps being your logical brain, so it's like this, right? Like Popeye, I don't know how you call it, no? And then your left one is your all of your like, your intuition, your feeling, your awareness, all of that. And then this one will be like very little, like all atrophied. So we need to start, balancing things. We need to start balancing stuff up, and practice the intuition awareness muscle, because your mind lies to you all the time. You don't know it, but it's true. Your mind lies to you all the time. because it tries, it only use past experiences and past references and all of those to come up with solutions. But all of those are already like, like limited. And your mind is going to try, to keep you safe, So it will lie to you just to keep you small and safe. Awareness never lies to you. Intuition never lies to you. So we want to start practicing that. You know what we say in Access Consciousness? There is this little axiom I love. Is when we think, we stink. Okay, you can remember that. When we think, we stink. Okay, so how does it get any better than this? What else is possible? Interesting point of view. I have this point of view. She has this point of view. He has this point of view. Who does this belong to? For any thoughts or emotion that comes into your awareness. And when you get your awareness, it's not yours. You go return to sender with consciousness attached, return to sender with consciousness attached, return to sender with consciousness attached. What else is possible now? Now that I clear that up, what else is possible? Now that I'm back into my own energy, what else is possible? Because the thing is, we are like little, the body is a sensory system, a sensory organism. So it's almost like, having little antenna, right? And we can broadcast other people's stuff because we are energy beings. So we can be affected by other people's energy. So it's very important to be able to like clear that up. The world is going crazy today, guys, with, COVID and all those things and stuff. The world is going crazy. Make sure that you can really use this tool. Who does this belong to? I'm feeling like very anxious today. Who does this belong to? Is this even mine? Or is this like, my neighbor being so afraid of COVID? I don't know. Or maybe my parents. I love my grandma, guys. I love my grandma. She's 90, 92, 91. But she, old programming running, very afraid of a lot of things, lots of fear, lots of survival stuff. And whenever I talk to her over the phone, so she lives in France because, in case you have not noticed, I'm from France. I have this French accent, this lovely French accent, right? I used to hate it, but anyway, and so my parents, my grandma, they live in France. So, we call each other once in a while, we WhatsApp, so that we can see each other. And every time it's like, be careful, take care of yourself, I know it's not easy. And always all of these cautionary things, you know what I do, guys? I don't say anything to her. I don't say, Mama, Grandma, just be quiet. I don't say that, of course, because I love her. But I go, oh, interesting point of view. She has this point of view. Interesting point of view. She has this point of view. Interesting. I don't want to buy into her fear. I don't want that to become my reality. I don't live in the same world. I don't. Right? Same thing for you. Don't be at the effect of other people's stuff. Really, you want to nurture your own energy and really bring the self-love, the self-belief, and all of that. Anyway, that was already very long. Anybody has any questions? So the way I work with programming and stuff is through access bar tools, access consciousness tools. As an intuitive life coach, I also connect with higher self, and when I work this way, then I can ask higher self, this higher part of myself, because there is this conscious, the conscious, it's this, right? The subconscious is this big, right? It's the iceberg image, tip of the iceberg being very tiny. That's our conscious, subconscious being big. And then there is also the superconscious. This is the part of ourselves that is connected to universal intelligence, to everything that is, to the magnetic field, whatever you want to call it. It's this part of ourselves that has access to everything we need. So, superconscious or higher self. So we can ask higher self questions. We can start connecting with higher self and develop this relationship. And higher self is not going to lie to you. And so part of the practice I do is I connect with higher self, so I can ask higher self, please tell me what is the main limiting belief that this person needs to clear for whatever outcome we desire. So when I work like that, then we can target what belief we go after. When we do the bar, it's amazing, but we cannot target what limiting belief we release. Okay. And this work can be a little bit tedious because again, what comes up first usually are those like surface level belief. They are not the root cause. So it can be it's a practice, it's a work, okay? And then the other part of all of this is doing the healing. We all go through traumas, we small or big, whatever, and those leave an imprint in the body. So we want to be able to clear all those stuff. So healing is a big part of what I do too, energy healing, and all of those is to help be in a space where your body is healthy, in a space where you don't have anything, subconscious sabotaging your effort at getting pregnant. So it can be a big piece in your own fertility puzzle. I don't know. It's something that it's very individual, right? Now, one thing I want to talk about when we talk about energy healing, because that could be something you may want to experience, ladies. So one session I offer to people is what we call womb healing session, because here's the thing. We store a lot of fear and a lot of pain in the womb. And why it's so important? Because again, where are you going to have your baby? Your baby is going to be in your womb, right? So it's almost like doing a womb healing session is a way to clear all of those energies that are not supporting the fear, the pain, the trauma from that space. So you can like prepare a nice cocoon, like a nice space for baby to come in. You would not want to have your baby in a dirty house, right? Like filled with like I don't know, like dust and spider web and stuff, right? You will want to make sure that the room when the nursery room is going to be nice and clean and shiny and everything, right? So so if you would not bring your baby to a dirty nursery room, why would you not want to take care of your womb space, which is going to be baby's home for 9 months? And what it is we store a lot in our womb, and it's all energetic, right? This is just energetic, and this is passed down from generations and generations and generations and generations. These are ancestral stuff that we just like carry on, and that we pass down to our kids too. So doing this work is very important for yourself, and it's so important for your baby, for your children, because again, it's about, that's really what I'm about, okay guys? It's about doing the work ourselves, so our children don't have to experience all of those trauma, those limitations, and don't have to do the work. And that's really what I was receiving back, last year, where that there is this whole collective of babies. I call them starseed babies, okay? So don't get too bogged down with that, but it's beings from everywhere in the galaxy. Well, not the galaxy, and those beautiful babies, they are very advanced beings, okay? They are incarnating today on Earth because they are here to help us, evolve, bring a new Earth, right? We know our old ways are not sustainable. We know that. We know that it's time to bring in a different ways of a different, way of being, different Earth, new and new everything, right? We know that. It's just we can look. The world is a little bit of a mess today, okay? Interesting point of view. I have this point of view, by the way, guys. But I was receiving this information that those beings are coming through. They are here to bring in, this new earth, and they are very advanced, very aware, very sensitive beings, and they require to be able to come to have a mom who has done a lot of this work. They require to have a mom who has healed her body, clear up her body from all toxins and stuff. A mom who have clear up, her subconscious, her programming, has done a lot of the healing, so then they can come and don't have to be slowed down, to get sick, to be, they don't have to experience all of those trauma and limitation themselves, and they can be up, fully grounded into their own beingness, fully aware of who they are, and fully in, how do you say it, fully into their gifts, and on, their life mission. Because if you look at us guys, come on, let's be honest for a minute, okay? Just let's take a look at us women. I don't know, I'm sure most of you are like, anywhere between 35 and 45, right? Let me know, put on your age if you'd like, if you are willing to share. I'm sure most of you are between 35 and 45, right? So let's be honest guys, aren't aren't we a mess sometimes? Come on, you know are you do you feel like, oh my gosh, 36, yes Ashley, you're on the lower, on the young, Kari, 38. So let's take a honest look, right? Don't we have a lot of trauma, a lot of stuff, a lot of fear, a lot of doubts, a lot of limitations? Can you agree with me with that? I know sometimes it's hard to say, but I've done a lot of work, guys. I love that. I'm just so committed to myself. I'm so committed to my growth and my personal transformation. That's my number one thing with my family, those two things. And my life mission, sorry, three. My life mission, my kids, and my own personal growth, and they all go together anyway. But that, I'm committed 100%. So I've done a lot of work, guys. And yeah, there are always layers to peel. It's crazy how much we have. So wouldn't that be amazing to be able to do the work yourself, so you can give birth to a baby who doesn't have to experience all of that? All of your, all of the fear, all of the ancestral stuff, right? So anyway, that was a little, tangent, but that's really why I do this work, is because I feel I am like a matchmaker for those, little beings, highly aware, amazing beings who want to come, and they just need, the mom to be ready, and I'm the matchmaker. I am the mom, elevate and be the match for those babies. That's really my, like, one expression of my life mission. Any questions, guys? I think I've done a lot. But yeah, any questions? So the womb healing thing, it's a session. It's about 1 hour session. If you'd like to do that, it's amazing. I have a bunch of ladies who did it before. They lots of different experiences. The energy is really like palpable. It's amazing. And so if you want to do that, I did that last time. I will give you a little break on the price. It's going to be $150 for a session instead of the $222 that it is usually. And I'll put a few testimonials so you can see what ladies said about it. But it's so important, again, to clear that space before having the baby, right? And some ladies experience cramping, some like bleeding. It's clearing old stuff. It's clearing old stuff. It's clearing stuff for you. It's clearing, and when we do that, what's amazing is we clear it up for all of our ancestral line too. We do it for our mom, grandmother, and all the women before, and we also go under where we clear it for the next generation to come. So it's beautiful. It's really being able to step up and say, I am going to do the deep healing work so I can clear all of my family line. So anyway, if you are interested in that, just let me know. We can do it, no problem. And any questions, ladies? I know I did what time is it? Oh man, it's already 2:20. I always say I want to stay under an hour, and I can never stay under an hour. I can never stay under an hour. And I wanted to do a little like expansion exercise, but you know what? I do separately so that I don't add to this one. There is so much I want to share with you, lady, but time is limited. Okay, any questions? So, and this part of the work is you usually we need help to be able to do this part of the work, like the healing, the reprogramming, the clearing. It's hard to do by yourself, okay? That's just what it is. When it comes to diet and stuff, we can kind of, experience, experiment ourselves. But for the healing work, usually you need someone. So just look for yourself, take a moment today, reflect on, what I share today, and just ask yourself, do I have stuff to clear for me to be able to get pregnant? Thank you, Ashley. Yeah, that I love doing this, guys. I love sharing with you. It's just, again, like I said, it's part of my life mission, and I just feel so so full. When I'm here, doing lives and sharing with you. What was I saying? So just take a moment and reflect. Are there any beliefs that may be in my way of conceiving? Is stress, how stressed am I? Again, take a really honest look. How much stress do I experience from 0 to 10? Am I stressed, all day long? Because can you imagine being stressed all day long? Imagine what it does to your body, man, right? Because the body is like pumping, this cortisol, this adrenaline and stuff. Adrenaline is very corrosive to the body. So, imagine your body be always on overdrive, creating, a lot of inflammation. Again, your reproductive hormones are going to be like, sinking, So just look at how much stress do you experience in your life. And then what can I do about it? You can go into stress management technique. I would highly consider to start with breathing, because breathing is something that you can do anywhere. You may not be able to start like doing like specific like breath technique in front of your boss, for example, but easy enough to go in the bathroom and do some breathing stuff. Just like going like breathing in for a few seconds, holding your breath in, and then exhaling through the nose for a few seconds. Just slowing down your breathing will help. So yes, you can start with that. Maybe incorporating some yoga in your routine. Maybe like Tai Chi, Qigong, great. And then if you want to go deeper, doing the deeper work of looking at changing the programming so that you don't react the same way, so that you can shift your perspective, your perception, so that you don't get bothered by the stressor as much. If I'm someone who have a deep belief of people are bad, it's not safe to be around people. I don't know. Maybe because that's what my dad was like that, and I got that from him. So of course, if I'm in a crowd and everything, I will be more stressed, right? I will not, and then all the body reaction. But do you have to hold this belief? No, you don't. Is this a belief that is supporting you? No, it's not. So maybe it's time to start getting, rid of those stuff. And again, the more you do, the less your kid will have to be at the effect of those. So any question? I don't think you have any question. I know that was a lot. Homework. Who does this belong to? For any thoughts, emotion that come into your awareness, at least for 24 hours, you will see it. You will be amazed if you do it, to see how little is actually yours. And then interesting point of view. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view. Interesting point of view. She has this point of view. Okay? Guys, I don't want to say goodbye, but I know we've been on for a while now. If you have any question, you have not been very talkative with me today. So, you can always ask your question later in the comment. I love to hear from you. I love to hear what really resonates, what you feel, what was helpful. It helps me, like fine tune, for next time. So, ladies, I'm going to tell you goodbye. We will meet again, same hour, same time on Friday. And Friday, now we go into, today was about non-physical stuff. Friday, we go into the body. I love body, guys. Bodies. I love bodies. Our bodies are amazing. They are highly, they are conscious, intelligent, and they're amazing. I'm just like, you know, and I want you to, yeah, I want you to. So be strong. I would love for you to be able to see your body, through the same lens, again, the lens that I do, because they're amazing, okay? And we really want to recognize that. So Friday, it's going to be all about toxicity and what to do about it. And toxicity is a big subject. And I 100% believe that it's one of the main physical reasons for infertility today. And one of the main reasons for kids with all of those, chronic disease, like, very young chronic conditions. So toxicity is a big subject. So we will talk first about toxicity. It's heavy, it's like, ugh. But then what we'll do, we do a little meditation so you can meet, your baby, and refill your baby energy, because everything is energy in this universe. The more you can tune into your baby energy, the closer you can bring him or her to you. Okay, anyway, so that's it. Great day one, yeah. And I'll see you on Friday. Bye, ladies.